My favorite food is oranges.
My favorite vegetable is broccoli.
My favorite food is
hamburgers.
They're delicious.
I eat fruit instead of veggies.
One favorite food, macaroni and cheese. My favorite vegetable is red pepper because they're so yummy.
And my favorite vegetable is carrots. I feel like I could just eat all of it.
Welcome to the Susquehanna Valley, home to over 200,000 people. We host 3 universities, several major food companies, but also thousands of hungry children. On average, 2 out of 5 children do not know where or when their next meal will be. The elementary schools in these areas have taken it into their own hands to try and solve this problem.
I'm Sarah Kelly. I'm the Director of Religious Growth and Learning at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Susquehanna Valley in Northumberland, and we like to say UUCSV.
We didn't really understand the magnitude of the child hunger problem in the valley.
I was surprised to find out that hunger was a problem in this area.
And we found, there were a lot of kids who were hungry on the weekends.
70% of the kids in the elementary schools qualify for free or reduced price lunches.
We found out over time that free and reduced lunch correlates very well with child hunger, and certainly with weekend hunger, or what they're calling now food insecurity.
I worked with a little boy, and this was a lot of years ago, and he said, "I'm so hungry." He came to school late, and he wouldn't do his work. And I said, he kept saying, "I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry." And I looked at him. It never occurred to me that he could be truly hungry.
A little girl would eat the leftovers out of the trash can every day. So that convinced me there's hunger in Shikellamy School District, in our area, in our whole community.
We had kids crying outside the cafeteria because they were hungry.
Children were coming with shoes that didn't even have bottoms to them. They didn't have tops to them. And I thought, well, if these children don't have shoes, they don't have food either.
It's one thing if you don't have, those Nike sneakers or those brand things, but something as basic as food, I just took it for granted that all kids eat.
My name is Angela Jeffries. I'm a pediatric clinical dietitian at Geisinger Medical Center.
I'm Ruth Tinkoff, and I'm an assistant professor in the psychology department at Bucknell University. Food is really something that's central in child development.
In physical development and growth, but also in emotional and mental development.
Children who are hungry and in low food security have a higher risk of low academic achievement, low intelligence test scores, health problems and hospitalizations, and a higher risk of social-emotional problems.
In the hospital, we definitely see the impacts of lack of nutrition, brain development issues, growth. We see a lot of kids come in with like muscle wasting, bone development if you're not getting enough calcium, vitamin D.
These might be the children who show up in the classroom with special needs, requiring special needs accommodations, which also puts them on a developmental trajectory, a developmental path that's different from a child who's well-resourced and getting enough to eat.
Emotionally, food plays a big part in everyone's lives. Just sitting down together at a dinner table with family, if you don't have that every day, it's really going to affect your emotional and mental state.
What if we became the valley where there were no hungry children? What if this were a place where actually food hunger, hunger wasn't a problem? And we're a long ways from that.
Last year we started the Love Flows project, and this component of it is the Love Project, Let Our Valley Eat. And the first place that we decided to spend some of our money was with the backpack program at the Shikellamy schools.
The backpack program is 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 2 snacks that a child can prepare on their own, and it is given to that child.
In the winter we send oatmeal and macaroni and cheese, beef stew, chicken noodle soup, tomato soup, Jello packs, Nutri-Grain bars.
It has gone from handing out to 3 or 4 children the first week to maybe 10 or 12 the following week, and now we hand out over 500 bags district-wide.
Kids pick up their bags. They're just so happy to have the food to take home.
You know, they'll see me with the cart and they're hugging us and they're saying, "Yay, it's Friday food bag."
What's important is that the backpack program has prioritized what the kids can do on their own.
Of course, it's lacking in fresh fruits and vegetables, things like that, which are harder to give to kids.
In an ideal world, certainly, we would want to be sending fresh vegetables home. That might be harder for children to prepare if it involves sharp knives and adult supervision.
I have very big dreams for this project.
We would like to eventually increase the number of bags to a number that would include anybody at the high school.
Hunger doesn't go away just because you go from 5th grade to 6th grade, or whatever their cutoff is. And families don't suddenly become wealthier because the child's a year older.
There's a million ways that people can get involved in that program.
What we're doing and trying to do is raise money for all of the programs in the Valley.
It really takes the whole community behind a backpack program, a sense of belonging, a sense of community, of sharing and caring between our students.
I mean, money is always a need. There's always a need just for that cash flow.
To feed kids on the weekend for the entire school year, we would need $25,000 to $35,000 per school district.
We're hoping soon to put together a packet so that people can select a class, and it would cost about $1,000 a year to support a class for an entire school year.
It doesn't take much at all. Just $1.25 a cup of coffee to feed a child for a whole weekend. So it's not that hard to do. You just have to have a passion to do it.
We need $1.2 million to feed kids in all of the schools, and so far we've raised $15,000. So we have a ways to go.
By feeding our children, it shows them we care about them. We care about every part of them. We look at the whole child. So I think feeding a child builds trust.
I think the fact is, if you can do something, you must.
But if there is even just one thing I can eat for dinner, I would eat it.